A few weeks ago, we got word that a bunch of computers were being donated to an East Sacramento middle school. Cool, right? Students in need of computers get computers. But it turns out those machines were fixed up by kids not much older than the ones getting them. The only difference? The kids refurbishing those computers are doing so from behind bars. We started looking into the program and found out that they're accomplishing something many communities and lawmakers are grappling with: how to improve recidivism rates and slow down repeat offenders. To better understand how the program is changing these young men's lives, I spent some time with them at the Chaderjian Youth Correctional Facility in Stockton.
How do you guys get into this?
Well, there's a process that we have to take when we first come to the facility. It's based on our treatment, our behavior-wise. If we have good behavior and our treatment team recommends us.
Did any of you guys work with computers before you came here, or you did? So you knew a little bit about what was going on?
Well, no, because like here, like you learn how to take down computers, you learn how to do like software, like him, he does hard drives and all that stuff. I didn't learn anything, like I didn't know about that because I wasn't too much into like the inside of the computer.
The program, now in its 14th year, has employed 100 juvenile offenders and has been able to remain operational without any state funding or financial donations. Offered as part of the California Prison Industry Authority, inmates go through an interview process similar to those held for jobs on the outside. But since many of these guys were locked up when they were just kids, offenders are judged on maturity rather than experience. And there's no offense restrictions to apply. Take Mark. He's 20 and was initially locked up for murder, a charge that has since been dropped down to involuntary manslaughter. He was with his friend when they'd run into someone on the street that had a problem with. During a shootout, his friend caught a bullet in the leg and bled out.
When that was all going down, I mean, what was going through your mind?
I thought it was over for me. Honestly, I thought it was bad all the way. This program helped me. It helped me humble myself for one, for surely. It helped me humble myself. And it gave me the opportunity to go home to some money, so I wanted to depend on my family. Because by the time I come home, I'll be 21 years old, so I can't depend on my mom or my grandmother or people that surround me.
Unlike other jobs at the prison, which pay next to nothing, the guys in this program are paid minimum wage. Their checks are broken up into 5 equal categories, including restitution, commissary funds, savings, and a crowd favorite, room and board.
We pay for staying here and everything else. And
not quite the 4 seasons, right?
Yeah.
Resort fee?
5-star.
What's been the toughest thing about being in prison?
Being away from my mom, because I don't see my mom. I haven't seen her in 3 years.
You haven't seen her in 3 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I only see
Where does she live?
She lives in Oakland. So.
Do you get to talk to your mom?
Yeah, I talk to her a lot. But it's different from talking over a phone than hugging your mom, so it's like...
Right.
So yeah, so that's what really holds me back. And I told him like all the money I have in my savings, I plan on giving it to my grandmother and my mom. I don't even you feel me? I'm gonna keep some for myself, but the rest of that they can have it just to give back.
According to a report from the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, there is no national recidivism rate for juveniles, but Chaderjian has earned a reputation as one of the country's most notorious youth prisons, with recidivism rates at one time cracking 70%, rivaling the rate of adult offenders in the U.S. Those numbers have dropped somewhat during the last decade, but remain nearly twice the average of California's Division of Juvenile Justice. For inmates working in the computer refurbishing program, though, the story is much different. Of the 100 offenders who've been accepted into the program, only 10% were rearrested after their release. Officials point to the high level of training and treatment of inmates as employees rather than criminals as reasons why the guys are less likely to end up back in prison. 19-year-old Ruben Galindo was sentenced to 3 years in DJJ for second-degree robbery. He's one of 8 inmates currently participating in the program.
How long have you been here?
I've been in DJJ for about 1.5 years, 2 years already.
And you have a year left, you said?
Yeah.
And you said you have a daughter on the outside.
Yeah. That's something that really helped me change and helped me really progress as a young man.
How has this program helped you become the person you are today?
It's helped me in a lot of ways, being responsible, having integrity.
when you do get out, when you go to, to find a job, an employer is going to look and see that you're incarcerated, for a certain amount of time. What would you want them to know about you now?
That I've changed a lot, and even though I do have a past that's forever gonna follow me, that just to not let that past come my way and let that past show who I am.
Administrators at Sutter Middle School, who received 40 computers refurbished by the inmates in the program, said they didn't have the money to afford the machines on their own, and their donation will allow more of their students and their parents to have access to the internet.
My son actually goes to this school, and one of his teachers said that they needed computers because their computers were breaking down. So we worked with CalPIA and Department of Technology to try and find a way to get computers to Sutter Middle School. And we're looking to expand this program to schools across California.
These computers are very helpful. When you come into study hall, it's super packed and you can barely use them, but now there's more, so I'm very thankful.
Whether or not these guys fall back into their old ways once they're released is up to them, but the numbers don't lie. The program's working, which begs the question, why is it the only one of its kind in California's juvenile justice system? Officials say available facility space and the difficulty of setting up a business within prison walls has delayed them from expanding, but they're working on it. For people like Mark, he's grateful just to have had a chance to give it a go, and says the program has changed the way he looks at life.
It takes time to strengthen your mind and think differently. That really takes time, and that's what I think me being here helped me out with.
Is your family happy that you're doing this program?
Oh yeah, very happy, because they say it's good job skills. They say it's very good job skills, and they asked me the same.